If you're new to crypto, you might not have heard the Bitcoin pizza story where a guy bought 2 Bitcoins for 10,000 Bitcoin back in the day. Well, I don't have a story as extreme as that, but I do have my $800,000 Harley Davidson story. And this, my friends, is that 14.5 Bitcoin bike. All right, guys, so, in 2013, I exited fiat, went full-time Bitcoin, crypto. A lot of people think that's crazy that you would spend so much money. And, the Bitcoin pizza guy who spent $10,000 for Bitcoin, when asked if he would do it again, he would. And it's because people like us, we exited fiat, we had nothing to spend. We were earning and spending Bitcoin and cryptocurrency along the past 10 years. One of my favorite things to do when I travel is to rent a bike somewhere, a moped or whatever, and cruise around the country, cruise around the city, cruise around the water side, whatever. I love it. I've always loved that. And there's something I find really impressive about a big, beautiful Harley like this. And I've always wanted them, but I've always been kind of on the fence because they can be dangerous. And, but I thought about it for a long time. And what I decided to do is I said, well, this was 2015, and keep in mind, like, nobody really did Bitcoin back then. So I said to myself, well, if I find a place that has something that I like and they take Bitcoin, I'll go for it. So around October, I started looking. And I started looking everywhere, looking in LA, looking all over California, couldn't find anything. And then I looked in Vegas because I knew I was gonna go there in December, and there was a place, it wasn't even a bike shop, it was a motorsports or power sports store where they sold like dune buggies and things like that. But they ended up having this matte black Fat Boy Low Harley exactly like I wanted. And so I was really excited, but I wasn't gonna go to Las Vegas until December, and I wasn't totally sure. So went to Vegas and I took a flight there just in case I would, because normally I drive, just in case I did getting the bike, I could ride it back. And so I went to the conference, and then when the conference was over, I went to the dealership to check out the bike. I had never driven a bike this big before. I've grown up on dirt bikes and things like that, but never something this big and this heavy. So I went and checked it out, like test drove it, even though it was the first time driving a big heavy bike like this. Yeah, ended up buying it for 14.5 Bitcoin. The guy had no idea there. Like, I had to kind of show them they were willing to do it. But I don't think they've ever done that before. So I did it, and hopefully they held on to them, because that would have been encouraging for them to go ahead and, obviously accept crypto in the future as well. So that's my Bitcoin bike story.
How much was the bike at the time?
I think Bitcoin was around $1,000 per Bitcoin at the time. So the bike was somewhere around $14,500. So obviously that 14.5 Bitcoin will soon enough be worth well over $1 million. And people are gonna ask me time and time again when they see this, like, do you regret spending that 14.5 Bitcoin on this bike? I don't at all. I had, anything I wanted to buy, I had to spend my crypto because I didn't have fiat, and I haven't earned fiat in like well over a decade. So it's just normal to me. I spent other Bitcoin on other things in the back in the day too. I had exponentially more Bitcoin than I have today at one point in time in my life, because I had a bunch at one time, I got it really cheap, and then I spent it over the years, so I still have a good amount. But these are the stories and these are the experiences that kind of make OGs OGs, and we all have these kind of stories. While I'm in my old town, I wanted to come by on the bike and show you the house that I really grew up in, the one I have the first memories of, right here, 858 Oak Grove Court, Ojai, California. Beautiful house. I think we sold it maybe, I don't know, 15 years ago or something like that. And the reason I got this one is because I love the way it looks. I love the matte black everything. The exhaust pipes are absolutely sick. It really comfortably fits two people. You got the back pedals here, the front footrest here. The guy who sold it to me had no idea, actually. I had a really good deal on this because the guy pulled out a piece of paperwork that he hadn't seen before, and there's a prior receipt of a bunch of engineering mechanic work that the prior owner had done. He spent like $5,000 additional boring out the engines, adding more CC to it, and like did $5,000 of improvements on the engine itself. This side you got the saddlebag over here, and also this is really cool too. It's kind of like your dual clutch, so you can downshift with your heel, and then, or just, so you don't have to, like normally on a motorcycle you have to lift up to shift up, but on this one you can just kick down with your heel, or kick down with your toe to go down a gear. It's a lot of fun. You know, in Thailand, we drive around on like little dinky motorbikes. You know, I just got back from a ride on this thing, and it's awesome. It's so fast. It's such a tank. It's a machine. It's very sturdy. I feel a lot more safe on this than I do on the motorbikes. I would love to get this back to Thailand, but they charge crazy import taxes. So we'll see. Hopefully one day I'll get it back to Thailand. All right, guys, let me know in the comments below what you think of my Bitcoin bike story. Have you heard of any other experiences of people buying things when Bitcoin was very, very cheap for a lot of Bitcoin that are now worth exponentially more than they were before? I would love to hear about it. Let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you would have done the same thing if you were in my shoes back in the day. You must please like this video, subscribe if you're not already, smash the bell button so you get up to the minute notifications when I release videos, because a lot of times, guys, they are time sensitive and you do not want to miss this content. I will see you on the next one.